So big, deep breath in through your nose, into your stomach. If you all want to know how important the breath is, then you need to watch one of the Britain's Got Talent episodes where he was, I think it was like 4 minutes where he was stuck in a big tub full of water. So because of the power of breathing. Okay, next time you breathe out, your pelvis is tilt backwards, just keep going and then lift off the floor, hips up, and then back down, tilt the pelvis forward, breathe in, open out your stomach, and then breathe out, pelvis up, hips up, and then back down. So you're only moving now with the breath. There's no set time for it. Every time you breathe in or out, you should be moving. And if you want to watch a really cool thing about breathing, you need to do some research on Wim Hof. Really, really, really good. Right. Throughout this session, we're going to be using the breath. Anyway, from now, just cross one leg over the other, keep the foot flat on the floor, and then hips up and back down. So slowly go into a little glute bridge, hips up and back down, hips up and back down. And then change over legs, so cross the leg over the other. Make sure the foot is flat, so don't lift your heel off, don't lift the ball of the foot up. Hips up, back down. Hips up, back down. Okay, and then feet and knees together, drop your knees over to one side and turn your head opposite way. And back to middle. Opposite side. Back to middle. So breathing wise, again, we're getting longer when you turn to the side, so breathe in and then breathe out, come back to middle. Breathe in. Okay, right. Bring one leg up in the air. We're going to do something we haven't done for a very, very long time. Hold up, interlace your fingers, put it on the back of your hamstring, or hamstring, sorry, the three of them. And then you're going to push your leg down to the floor and at the same time pull your leg towards you. So you're creating a force against the hamstring. So push one leg away and at the same time pull it towards you. So like a little battle, keep going, keep going, keep going. And you should feel it come right into tension and then just ease off, bend the knee. And then leg back up. And same again, so push against it and pull it in at the same time. Let's wake the muscles up. Okay, and relax. Then change your side. Leg up in the air, hands behind leg, push away and pull it in at the same time. Relax. Same again. Good. Okay, good. Right, roll over onto your front, onto your hands and knees. And slowly, you're going to take a big, deep breath in as you rotate, and then as you breathe out, you drop down, take the hand under. Breathe in. Breathe out, just stay on the same side for now. So taking one hand off the floor, rotating around, and then tucking under. Okay, change your sides. Down under. Arm around.
Okay, instead of stretching out to Superman, we're just going to go to something else before it. So just relax everything, hands and knees on the floor, and then squeeze stomach muscles, and then slowly, without shifting your weight side to side, bring one hand and one knee off the floor, and then back down slowly, and then opposite side. So go really slow through this. You should get really good core exercise, stomach exercise, just from shifting your weight side to side. Okay, now we're going to go into Superman. We'll do that first of all, so lift off, hold it, and then stretch out, and then come back in, and then change your side slowly. Let's keep it really slow. Let's try and hold Superman for a second. Okay, good. Right, up onto your hands and toes. Walk your hands in. Stand up. Right, you're going to use an exclusive trainer. Get whatever you've got. TV remote, trainer, partner, sofa, whatever. Grab it. Shift your weight. Before we go into one leg, spread your foot out, so make a bigger platform for yourself. All your weight is in your hips and your head, so shift your weight over the leg first, and then take the foot off the floor. Otherwise, if you just try to take the leg off the floor, then you're always going to come back to where your centre of mass is, which is in the centre. So push the hips over, move the centre, make it over your foot, take wherever it is, put it down on the floor, come back up, and pick it up again. Just do one on each side and then alternate legs. So take your time down to the floor, then come back up, and pick it up, and change over legs. Remember, make the base of support really big. And the reason why, well, the biggest reason why your balance isn't good, unless you had loads of gym last night, is because your centre of mass isn't over where your foot is. If your centre of mass is in between your legs still, you're always going to fall back. So shift the pelvis over, shift the ribs over, shift the head over, and then once you've done it, put the trainer, put TV remote, wherever it is, on the floor, and then pick it up. But keep alternating legs. Right, if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, so you stood on, make sure you can see my feet. So put whatever it is in your hand now behind your foot, come up, and then go back down and get it. So put it behind your heel. How are we all? No one's yet, so we're all good. Okay, good. Right, ignore the whatever it was you had, trainer, TV remote, whatever. Stand on one leg. Pick the leg that you were unsteady on. Stand on one leg, and then take both your hands and touch down, fingertips to floor. Don't go into a single leg squat. Fold over from your hips. So from here, like we do at the start of the session when we fold over from hips, stand on one leg, shoulders back, and then fold over from the hips. Fingertips down to the floor, and then come back up, and then repeat it. Off we go. Only doing one side, so do the side that you were unsteady on. Just take your time. Remember, shift the weight over that leg, and then touch down to the floor, and then come back up. Good. Okay, now we're going to alternate between the two legs. You're going to shift your weight over the leg. You're going to stand on one leg. You're going to close your eyes, and now you're going to touch down like you've just done, fingertips to the floor. So eyes closed. Take your time. Think about the connection between your brain and your muscles and fibres in your feet. So get yourself set up, open your foot out, stand on one leg, and then close your eyes once you're on one leg, and really slowly touch down towards the floor, and then come back up, and then we're going to change over legs. In case you want some added pressure, this is being recorded, so don't fall over. Otherwise, I can pop it off till you've been framed. 100 quid. Remember, fold over from the hips as well. So take your time and fold over from the hip as you do it. Okay, good. Right, let's get moving. So feet together and then stepping out to side. I want you all to go through the extra stretch today. So tuck your hand right down to your ankle. So step to one side, touch down, touch your ankle, feet back together, touch down the ankle, keep going. And then keep alternating through the legs. What's really important is where you are looking. So try and look at something straight ahead and don't take your eyes off it. So this is going to create a stretch through the back of your neck. So keep your chin up and keep looking forward when you go down. Don't take your eyes off what's in front. If you can't keep eye contact with what's in front, then don't touch as far down as the ankle. Go to the knee, go to the shin. But try and make sure you're looking straight forward as you do it. It's going to be important for the next bit. Right, you might need to touch a bit higher up the leg as you do it, because you're going to reach up with the opposite hand now. So you're going to move to the left-hand side. Left arm goes up. If you can still touch your ankle and look forward, then do it. If you can't look forward, don't do it. Don't try and cheat because you'll get anything from it. So feet together, step to one side, then touch the knee and reach up, and then feet back together. Touch knee. So I can only keep looking forward if I touch down to my shin. I can't go down to my ankle. So keep going side to side and push the arm up in the air as you stretch. So as you move to the left side, your left arm goes up. As you move to the right, right arm goes up. Larry, Holly, just pop your video on just so I can see you for this next bit. It's important. Right, as you go into the, I'll do it from behind so you can see it. So when you go to the left now, your left arm goes up, and you're still doing the same, but now instead of your right hand touching down, your right arm pushes forward and palm turns over. So step to the left, keep looking forward, touch down as far as, so reach out as far as you can in front and push the arm up into the air. So whichever side you go to, that arm's going up like we've been doing, and now the hand goes forward. So you should get a massive stretch doing this. And then in a second, we're going to add the breathing in, although you should have already been doing it. Okay, good. Right. Let's get the breathing sorted. So now as you move, you're going to breathe in through your nose, slowly. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, reach forward, and then breathe out. Breathe in. If you breathe in right doing this, you're going to absolutely huge stretch right through the groin, up into the hip, through your side, up through your ribs, all your tiny little rib muscles into your arm and your shoulder. So big, deep breath in, open up the ribs and stretch up into the air. And push forward at the same time. So there's a lot of rotation. Every single muscle in your body, every single structure, bone is being worked when we go through this. Step in, reach in, breathe in, tuck your chin in at the end, and then change over sides. Good. Right, feet together. You're going to step backwards and you're going to reach forwards as you step backwards. So step back, pull your toes up, reach forward, come back in, reach forward. So go back, pull your big toe right up in the air, and as you're going backwards, try and imagine you try and grab something in front of you, and then come back in and reach forward. And if you want to get a bigger stretch, turn your palms from here to there as you're moving. So as you step backwards, turn your palms over, come back in, and you're going to get a bigger stretch through your hamstrings by moving your hands. So step backwards, turn the palms over, reach forward, come back in, turn the palms over, reach forward, come back in. Again. Okay, good. Right, if you want a little drink, just grab one and talk you through this next bit. You're going to need your TV remote, trainer, anything. Larry, hope you haven't got your glass ornament or whatever it was we had in the first stretch of meeting session. Grab whatever you've got. You're going to fold over. You're going to go into walk out and you're going to place it in front of yourself. So I'll do it from here. Get whatever it is, put it on the floor, walk your hands out, and as you're walking forward, move it forward, move it forward, move it forward. But what's important is now that you stretch out in front. So don't just go to press-up position, go out in front. Leave it there, come back in. And then walk your hands back out. And stretch forward with the opposite arm, grab it, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, and stand up. Right, take your time through this. Big, deep breaths in through the nose. So stretch out as far as you can. Don't worry about your hips. If your hips drop down towards the floor, it's not like a plank or a press where you've got to keep your hips up. If they drop down for you to stretch forward, it's fine. And try and stretch out as far as you can, put it down, and then stand back up and go back through it and pick it up. Okay, next time you're stood up, just rest. Okay, good. Right. If anything, doing it on the screen makes this better for you guys, so you're not reliant on trying to watch me too much. So we're going to hold on to whatever we've got. We're going to go through a full get up in a second. So it's going from standing, lying flat, back up to standing. So grab whatever you've got. I'm going to walk you through it. If you know what you're doing, just follow me through the first one. If not, just watch carefully. This is probably one of, after the deadlift, probably the biggest and best exercise you can do, as long as it's done properly and slowly. So grab whatever it is, hold it up in the air, and now you don't take your eyes off whatever it is that's up in the air. So right arm is up to start with, and from there, your left leg goes back. If your left leg is close to your right leg and doesn't go back far enough, then you're going to struggle. Take it back and take it out. So left leg goes back and out, hand out to side. You're either going to drop your knee onto the floor and then hand on the floor, keep looking up into the air, and then from there, hip tucked under, leg tucked under, and then lie onto your back. And then you reverse it by pushing up, tuck the leg under, don't take your eyes off whatever it is, and stand up. Right, I want you all to keep going through it. The most important thing about this is if it doesn't feel right, then it's probably not. You've got 50-50 chance. If it doesn't feel right, try the opposite leg and you'll soon find out whether it is or not. So stepping backwards, knee goes down to the floor, hand goes out, tuck the knee under, scoop under, line to back, and then push back up, and then go through it. Again, don't take your eyes off whatever it is that's up in the air. And then if you want to, just go through half get-ups, so from the floor. Take your time with this. Make sure you don't take your eyes off your trainer, TV remote. Keep going through it. Really, really powerful movement, this. If you're looking for an exercise to try and master at home, this is what you want to start doing with a little bit heavier each time. Even just adding like half a kilo at a time, you'll soon start to notice difference. Get your kettlebell involved. Sharon, I've seen that. No touching the side, pushing yourself up. No cheating. If you struggle to tuck your hip under and your leg under, it's because your leg is too close. Go back into like a reverse lunge, but take your leg further out. And then drop down to the floor, tuck the leg under, and back down. If you want to make it a little bit tougher, then don't put the knee on the floor, put the hand on the floor, let the knee hover over the floor, and then try and scoop your hip under and your leg under without the knee touching the floor. Right, I'm just going to leave you go for a couple of more minutes while we watch and go through this. So make sure you're taking a step at a side. And if you want to make it a bit more difficult, don't let the knee touch the floor, hover over the floor, and then scoop it under. Good. Don't take your eyes off whatever it is that's up in the air. Keep looking at your hand. Right, let's do one more, and the next time you are stood up, we'll rest. Next time you stood up, just rest there, and then we go through the next bit. Well done, Rob. That was good. Right, keeping hold of whatever you've got. Feet up off the floor. Breathe out. Pull your knees into chest. So go as small as you can into a little ball. Pass it under your legs. Don't put your feet on the floor. We'll drop the legs down towards the floor. Breathe in. Pass it back around. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Off we go. So keep passing whatever it is around your head. So this should be done with the breath, nice and slow. So pull your knees right into chest, so go small as possible. And then breathe in and drop the feet down to the floor. Breathe out and pull your knees right into chest. Right, we're going to do like another 30 seconds of this, so we're going to stop and finish off the last bit. Keep your feet off the floor, so go down towards the floor and hover and bring it back up. One more. Okay, good. Right, so this next bit, we're going to go through some crocodile breathing. We've already done this at the start, we're just doing it upside down now. So hands on top of hands, hands under head, you're going to lie on your front. Pretty much, if anyone's ever in pain, it doesn't matter what injury you've got, this is one of the first places that you start from, the breath. So breathing is really, really, really important. Hands over hands, head onto hands. What you're going to do, imagine your stomach is just like a balloon, and when you blow into it is when you breathe in. So you're going to make it go as big as you can, and because you're lying on your floor, obviously you can't push your stomach through the floor, so your back rises. So what you should start to feel from doing this is your stomach pushing into the floor, and then your back rising and breathing out. So you're not breathing into your chest, you're breathing into your stomach. So just lie on your front, breathe in through your nose as big as possible, but try and limit how much your shoulders, your chest moves. Breathe into your stomach. Really, really, really important. A big, long, deep breath in through your nose into stomach, and breathe out however you want. But make sure, or try to work on, your stomach moving rather than your chest and shoulders. Next time you breathe in, try and hold it for as long as you can. Not quite the 4 minutes like the Britain's Got Talent man, but let's try and hold it for at least 10 seconds. Big, long, deep breath in and hold it in your stomach for as long as possible. And then just go back to what we're doing, so a big, long, deep breath in through your nose into your stomach. Okay, good. Well done, everyone. We're just going to finish off with one last bit. Doesn't matter how you do it, no one can see you. You're going to be sat with your legs crossed, and you're going to go from here to standing using as little body part as possible. So if you need to use one hand, use one hand. If you need to use both, use both. If you need to use a knee, then use both. But you're going to try and go from here to standing in one simple move. It's up to you how you get there. Off you go. Well done.